Well, hello and welcome and welcome and hello and hello and welcome. And once again, I would like to welcome you and say hello and just greet you warmly. It is un poco mas, motherfuckers. My name is Danny Deals. I am fired up. This is going to be a short little quick edition of un poco mas. I know I always say that, but this time it's true because I have a hell of a lot of stuff to do today. And I just wanted to address the 800-pound forehead in the room. Giuliano Bologna, the Bologna Sandwich, the beak, the forehead, the five head. Of course, the big news is I am moving my offices. He was renting some space behind his five head. He had a penthouse space. He had a space that was eyebrow adjacent. Of course, un poco mas being the high class operation that we are. We're moving into that penthouse space where his brain should be, but of course, you just have an empty abyss. So that's why he's renting out that space. It's really a double trouble situation because he can rent office space to me inside the five head, and then he can still lease the front area of the five head as that supplementary drive-in movie screen to show those disaster preparedness videos to those lily white teenagers throughout the Midwest. And it's very, very important. We have storms. There's a huge syphilis outbreak going around. These kids need to be informed. And if the Bologna Sandwich can utilize his forehead as a drive-in movie screen to get those messages out, I want to say I salute him. But guys, we are here not to talk hyperbolic stuff about the size of what the hell? We're sorry, I'm having a little computer glitch. We are not here to talk about the hyperbolic nature of the five head. Guys, SOFI stock. Just want to update you. Heavy borrowing on Friday. 12 million shares net. Heavy borrowing, I wouldn't say heavy borrowing yesterday, but about 3 million shares, 3.3 million, which is fairly heavy. And then today, again, 2.5 million. So, guys, I know these numbers don't correspond. Yeah, multiple checking business accounts. Yeah. Guys, there's so many things SoFi can add. So many methods of expansion. People are also talking about multiple invest accounts. Why is everything so limited? Why, guys, remember, these are very, very, very young products. SoFi's literally only been doing most of this stuff for 2 to 3 years, so that is barely in infancy. That's still in the womb, and I think they're doing a really good job getting products that people want to use. At this time, it's a very basic product set. It's meat and potatoes. It's your bread and butter. It's your go-to. It's your staples. Right now, SoFi's not giving you caviar. SoFi's giving you a great cheeseburger. And if you know anything about the big cheeseburger himself, my pronouns are double bacon cheeseburger. So, SoFi is giving you the basics and they're going to keep expanding. But just keep in mind, guys, JP Morgan, Bank of America, these companies have been here for decades, if not centuries. SoFi has been a bank for just a couple of fucking years. So stop all your Karening. Stop all your Christmas Karenings. Um, What's going on, guys? Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello to all my people out there. So we got the re-rate from the Bologna Sandwich, Giuliano Bologna, the beak, the forehead, the scrunch face over at Compass Point. Again, they don't really put out anything that justifies these price targets. Okay, so $4, guys. You're talking about 1.5 times this year's sales on a company that's generating really, really good margins in terms of EBITDA growth. They're about to make a GAAP net profit. The growth is just outstanding. Management has been outstanding. Management has delivered more than they've promised every single quarter since the company's gone public 9 quarters ago. And the Bologna Sandwich is going to tell you the company's worth 1.5x this year's sales. Were these analysts not taught what growth stocks are, how to place a value on them? There used to be models that people would put on these stocks, and again, when people run that on SoFi, they get $12, $12.50. Again, Morningstar fair value $15. Most of the 5 stars are between 10, 12, 14 on this stock. There are a couple that are lower. To be fair, but you look at a guy, like the Chia Pet who's at $3. I mean, he's basically placing a value on SoFi of this year's sales. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about if that makes any sense. And let's talk about why the guy's been silent. Why don't they trot him out? Because they have to trot out the hairline. There's this guy whose head looks like a fucking bowling ball. They have to trot out the Bologna Sandwich, where I'm actually broadcasting from his fivehead right now as I move my office in. We're trying to get the telephony hooked up, the internet. So if we're having technical difficulties, it's a new space, guys. It's a vast, cavernous, empty space with absolutely no activity going on at all in this fivehead. So it's not the easiest thing to to navigate, but we're doing our best, trying to make it homey, trying to get it set up. We're putting up, Stock Karen is putting up some wallpaper. But anyway, guys, I didn't really know why I'm coming at you with this live stream. I have a meeting coming up. This is another good article in Seeking Alpha. I don't just like this because it pumps, but it's on the pulse. A breakout may be ahead. And guys, the people in the know, we went over Data-Driven Investing's article yesterday about SoFi. This guy knows the numbers, knows SoFi, I think, better than anyone. He's looking for a huge blowout, in my opinion. Didn't come out, directly and say it, but this is another guy, a breakout maybe ahead. This is a guy who was bearish on, on SoFi. He had two sells on it back in February and then May 2023. Changed to a hold August 2023, like that ER, and then changed to a buy now. So this is a really good sign that people are starting to recognize what is actually going on with the SoFi stock. This is on the pulse. This is Seeking Alpha. And again, just before I forget, guys, wanted to show you, again, on 122, aggregate short volume ratio, 50.61%. This number has been 50% or higher, with the exception of 49.4, but I'm just rounding that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. Just a few weeks ago, this number was down in the 20s. So you can interpret that how you want, but guys, the shorts keep digging in. 3 days to go. If this is a blowout, as I'm expecting, why are they pushing down? Because I think today they kind of got caught in a bear trap. If you really look at it, they didn't stop anybody out here at 775. This candle, 191,000 shares here at 1133. This was just a huge push to get it down. Try to get it down under 775, I guess, to hit these stops. But this algo works in 25-cent increments. The short algo is dumb, guys. This was programmed by a short bus all-star, a big broke baller, because, there's no nuance to it. It's like this algo is like a fucking sledgehammer. Just go, we're going from 8 to 775, 774. And then this candle here is not that big. This is where it goes again. They fail. They're trying to break it down. Then they finally break it down on this candle to 774. 454,000 shares immediately starts going back up. I don't think they're accomplishing what they need to accomplish. I don't think they're able to cover. I don't think they're able to accumulate. I think retail is really backing them into a corner. And I think retail buying these leaps, I'm hearing everybody talk about buying leaps. Very, very intelligent. You're controlling shares. You're putting a lot of pressure on the stock price upward with those leaps. I like leaps. I don't like the short-term calls. Obviously, I am holding some $2 strikes, quite a few of those, couple hundred contracts, just like to get a little bit of skin in the game. Hello, SJ. How's it going? How's it going, everybody? Not really looking at the comments, letting my associate, not a lurker, handle you guys. Don't get out of line over there. He's going to hit you over the head with his wrench. But I would like to say welcome and hello and welcome to anybody who might be watching. But so what's the end game here, guys? What's the end game for these bears? Why are they pushing down on the stock? Why are they so resistant to, longs accumulating? Why are they so resistant to, trying to keep institutions out of the stock? A lot of institutions may not come in till the stock's over 10. A lot of other institutions, maybe the same institutions, won't come in till the stock hits a gap net profit. But the way I look at it, guys, the stock was trading at about 950. You remember 2 quarters ago, that pump to 1160, 1170, whatever it was. Okay, so you see a 20% pump. that time it wasn't sustainable. With gap net profit, it might be sustainable. But guys, if they pump from 950, which is where the stock was before, the bowling ball head parrot short attack here, you're looking at getting back to that exact same level, near that exact same level, 1140 or whatever it is. Now, if you pump from 750, you're only getting to $9. So that doesn't hurt the shorts. I feel like the shorts and the bears can easily work with 950, maybe even 10. If it pushes up to 12 or so, it gets very, very difficult because they're looking at some huge losses. They have difficult decisions to make. Do they close those positions? Do they book those big losses when they shorted from between 620, 630 and or excuse me, 720, 730 and 680 where they were just shorting the stock massively not too long ago. Guys, anybody have any thoughts? Hello, Luke. What's going on? Hello, SJ. Hello, Maria. Hello, Flint Creek. What's up, Mike Hill, Beach Boy, J-Mac? How's everybody doing? No, not. Joel, what's up, Oscar? What's up, Emilio? How's it going, Matt Flo? How's it going, Alex, Mike Hill, Ross Fletcher in the house? M. Russo, of course, is here. One of my OG supporters. How's it going, M. Russo? Sorry if I missed anybody. Trying to, again, get through this really quick. Of course, shout out to our moderator, Not a Lurker, big part of the Un Poco Moss family. I'm just JR. Hey, Danny, nice to see sun and so. Absolutely. No flooding here, guys. I'm at the beach. Just see water over here. What's up, Stockman Mark? No flooding, guys. Just wet, roof leaks, different stuff. My palatial faux office complex, which is located inside the Bologna Sandwich's fivehead, is a little bit dry. There, again, is absolutely no brainwave activity here. But so, guys, it's essentially, what are we looking at? We're looking at the same thing we were looking at before. We're looking at management who is telling us we're going to reach gap net profit. We're looking at analysts who are expecting 6 cents next year. I mean, this year, EPS. It's a fucking joke, guys. I mean, we should be looking more 15 cents. Management's going to sandbag to the downside. They always do. Management is telling you what's going to happen. Where do these bear cases, what leg do they stand on? Technology's going bad. Management's telling you the opposite. Who's in a position to know? These guys are telling you SoFi's growth story is in peril because of big question mark. It's not there, guys. It's not there. They want you to believe, and the narrative they put out is that this is a risky company. Look at the sort of verbiage they keep using. They're like, it has to be proven, it's opaque. Like, and that is true with the tech side, but that's true of every other company. You don't see, they go after these other like software AI. You don't see them going after internet security, like for instance, like a CrowdStrike or a Palantir. I mean, all of these businesses are opaque, and like that asshat George, or what was that fucking guy's name, GG, who wrote that really stupid article. I called him the tumbleweed because he had a big bullum head. This guy's talking about, well, I just don't understand the technology side, so I'm going to put a quote from management, and that's all I have to say about that. He sounds like fucking Forrest Gump. Well, that's all I have to say about that, Jenny. They have a technology company, Jenny. Management's telling them that the technology company and financial services are going to provide 50% of the growth, Jenny. But I don't believe it. I think management is just making things up. Life is like a box of chocolates. Fuck you. What do you mean I don't understand technology, so I'm just going to ignore this entire part of the company? How can you write that article? How can Seeking Alpha publish that drivel, that garbage? It's just shocking to me. Anyway, guys, just wanted to come on for really no reason, give you no useful update, nothing meaningful, and just basically come at you with a big, a big stupid live stream. But what I want to say is, how predictable is this? Why don't they trot out the Chia Pet? Because he's going to get laughed out of the building. So the next best thing they have is the Bologna Sandwich. On tip ranks, he's up to a 4-star analyst. So he's going to come out and he's going to sort of sustain the narrative. I was surprised when the baby seal, Dan Dolev, came out and downgraded his price target by $3. But a lot of these guys, they're just kind of weak-kneed. They chase price action. I mean, This is my point. If you believe the stock was worth 15 bucks at the last ER, why do you believe the stock is worth significantly less now? It doesn't make any sense. These guys chase price action, the tail wags the dog. They want narratives, they're afraid to look stupid. They look at their ratings. I don't know. This isn't how stock analysis, this isn't how analysts used to work. Analysts used to go inside the numbers. They Now these guys are just more like reality TV people. They just want to take a headshot, they want to make a note, and it's like, okay, if you're going to tell me, SoFi's worth 4 bucks and Morningstar, they're researchers who do these long reports replete with numbers and analysis. They think it's worth 15 bucks. The Bologna Sandwich guys like what's that other fuckhead's name? The Chia Pet. They're going to tell you 3 and 4, and they get on the averages. They get millions of headlines, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense. So what's going to happen the rest of the week, guys? Max Pain is 8, so I do expect the stock to, push up a bit, but I'm really surprised, if they go into this ER below 9. I thought it was going to be above 10. That might seem unrealistic at this point. With only 3.5 trading days to go, it seems pretty unlikely that the stock's going to run up 25% in the next 3 days. But, stranger things have happened. But what am I looking for sort of on the daily? Like, if you look at a firm, this is basically the exact same chart. It's running downhill. These are algos. The exact same algo is programmed with Neo as it is with SoFi. This is I invest in Neo and I invest in SoFi, and if you compare the charts going back a long time, a lot of days the algo is running sort of identical patterns on a lot of these growth stocks that they're shorting, that they're hammering, that they don't like, and basically that becomes the red-headed stepchild. Yeah, no, it makes no sense, Savage of Wall Street. You're absolutely right. I mean, I was just talking about a firm yesterday, and I mean, guys, look at these numbers. Their market cap is 13 billion to SoFi's under 8, and they have less revenues than SoFi. They're growing, at a similar rate the last 3 quarters, but then they were shrinking, and they're losing a ton of money, 171 million, 205 million, 205 million. SoFi is the better company, just apples to apples, and they have a firm worth double the amount because, it's AI. They put Amazon in the name. They just make all these associations that are positive and that don't really, correspond or make their way down to the bottom line of the business, which is hemorrhaging money. I mean, this business is going to lose upwards of $1 billion, in the trailing 4 quarters. So you tell me, guys, are you going to buy this absolute fucking turd that sells, Peloton bikes to people who can't afford their rent in their leaky trailer park? Or are you going to buy SoFi, which is a quality security, a quality company? The narrative that SoFi is this risky, scheme, this SPAC, and then look at the reality. The reality is the growth is absolutely fucking predictable. It looks like the Price is Right, that yodel game, yodel, 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 because it's just going up at the goddamn steady rate every single quarter. Management tells you exactly what's going to happen. Um, so anyway, guys, I don't know really what's going on. Bologna return 8%. Everybody says that's good. Yeah, and I mean, those numbers, guys, be really careful with those tip rank star rating things. They're not really that accurate. Anyway, guys, I do have to run, have a very important meeting, have to get set up on my Zoom. But I might come at you guys with another rant a little. Yeah, it's a big plus. Those aren't actually small business loans SoFi is making. That's more of a marketplace. It's just sort of branding. They're basically laying off these loans, but it's good to have, and it's a foot in the door to small business. And eventually, I guess the deal is they got rid of crypto so they could go back to the feds and say, look, let us do business banking. We're doing all the right things. We're following all the rules. And he said, we're just a lot better than our competitors. SoFi has built a better mousetrap. Yesterday, I went over the video about the net interest margins versus Bank of America. The contrast could not be more stark or more obvious. SoFi's net interest margin was more than Bank of America's total return. It was like Bank of America's spread was like they're paying 1.5 and they're getting 4. and then SoFi was paying 4 and getting 10. I mean, and it's just crazy. Their cost structure is just better. They're native digital. You cannot find me another native digital neobank fintech with a bank charter, with a tech stack. There is no other SoFi. There is no direct competitor to SoFi. Yes, there's competitors for each part of their business, but the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, or however the fuck that phrase goes. Anyway, guys, it's un poco mas. My name is Danny Deals. For Hurricane Lopez, Stock Karen, Not a Lurker, and the rest of the Un Poco Mas team, all of the hundreds and thousands of analysts we have working in cubicles inside the Bologna Sandwich's fivehead. It is their break time, so they're all going to be heading out to the Starbucks across the street. And you're going to see a big empty head head over to Starbucks. Taco Tuesday, baby. Good to see you, Payush. Good to see you, everybody. Zach G, Savage of Wall Street. Guys, Noto had 1 hour presentation for guys. Watch any of Noto's presentations; they will inspire confidence. It's Un Poco Mas. It's the SoFi stock ticker symbol SOFI. I'm Danny Deals. We'll talk to you later. Peace. We're out. Sorry, I have to hit the button twice. I always forget that.